How's it going? Master Duel Central. So yes, I'm finally going to do it. I'm finally going to talk about the BlackWings. I know a lot of people have been wanting me to play BlackWings. MDC, play BlackWings. MDC is playing BlackWings. So I'm almost on a rank up game here. Well, our next game is a rank up game basically to Diamond 3. And I've been playing some BlackWings, and they've actually been doing pretty decent. I want to give a huge shout out to High Niner or Hyper from my Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, make sure to join it. Link in the description. And yeah, High Niner actually got to Diamond 1 with this deck. I think there's a couple different ratios. Like I don't think he was playing evenly matched, but I think evenly matched is just too good in this format. I think he was playing 3 Imperm instead. So I just removed 2 Imperm to run 2 evenly because I just think it's too good right now. But overall, the deck is pretty much the same. So what I'm going to do for this video, I'm going to show you guys my rank up game. Then I'm going to show you his replay of, you know, someone that has a bit more mastery over the deck and just commentate it. But yeah, to my surprise, I've actually really been enjoying this deck. The name of the game is basically setting up a Kali Yuga on your opponent's turn, entirely skipping their turn. But if your hand doesn't allow for it, there are a lot of alternative plays. You can always get to a point where you maybe have like one hand trap with a Chinook, and you can set up a tower. If you're playing against stun, which a lot of people are playing stun right now, just having the full armor master can be really, really hard to out for a lot of decks. So, you know, you could set this up. You can set up some burn stuff with the BlackWing Assault Dragon, which is basically like a better Masquerade. It's definitely one of those decks that you'll have to just like practice with a little bit before you can actually get a hang of it, because a lot of the cards and a lot of the plays are kind of open, and there's definitely a bit of decision making in your combos when you don't have the ideal, perfect, you know, like flowchart hand. So anyway, with that being said, let's get into that rank up game first. All right, so knowing my luck, my rank up game is definitely not going to let me go first. So let's see if I'm right, and of course I am. So lose the coin flip. Let's see what our opponent is on here. They're gonna give us a second. Don't have to think about it for so long. Wait, what? They gave us first. That's kind of weird. Do I play like they're playing Numeron, or do I just assume they were AFK? Because it took a while. They might have just been AFK. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not vibing with this. I'm just gonna go. I think I'm just gonna pass. We're gonna see what we're up against. My opponent's going second. Maybe they're on Numeron. If so, then technically they should not have game here, and we can do a pretty massive evenly matched. I don't really see another good play from this position. Oh my god, they're just passing. What the hell? So it must be Numeron then. Okay, well, Vada definitely is gonna open up our plays a little bit here. Now I definitely feel like I can actually play the game at least a little bit. It's still not great, but it's playable. So we're going to go BlackWing Shamal, the Sandstorm. And we're going to get our Black Feather Whirlwind. And I guess we're just going to normal summon Zephyros here. As nasty as that is, you don't like to see it, but it is what it is. And then we're going to special out the Vada. Vada has a really cool effect where it can send the materials from the deck to the graveyard to summon BlackWing Dragon, and that's going to trigger the Black Feather Whirlwind to summon something from your grave here. So we're actually going to do this, and normally you would send these Zephyros. But in this scenario, since Zephyros is obviously not in the deck, we're actually going to send a Sudri and a Chinook to add up to that. So we're going to go Sudri and Chinook, as well as the Vada, obviously, to summon the BlackWing Dragon. Now we're going to get 2 triggers here. We're going to get the Black Feather Whirlwind, and we're going to special summon the Vada from the graveyard with the Black Whirlwind. Then normally you would hold the Shamal trigger, but in this scenario we're actually not going to hold it because you usually want to hold it until you get your Sudri. But normally this card here would be Sudri, and we would have sent these Zephyros to the grave. So for this weird scenario in particular, we might as well use the Shamal right now and grab the Sudri from the grave into the hand here. And I'll show you why that matters in a moment. So here we go. Shamal, add the Sudri to the hand. Then we can special summon from the grave using the Black Feather Whirlwind. There we go. And with these two, we're definitely going to go into Nothing. And Nothing basically gives you the ability to normal summon additionally. You get an additional normal summon, which is pretty good. Pretty good. So we're going to make a Nothing here. Do a little bit of burn damage just for the fun of it. Now that our Zephyros is in the grave, we can use the... Oh, well... Hey, we ranked up, baby. Okay, yeah, that's been my experience a lot, actually. People just don't want to watch me combo off, so, you know, it is what it is. We had the full combo. Well, not exactly the full combo because we didn't have Simoon, but we did have a really, really good combo there. Basically, I was about to use my Zephyros to bounce my Black Feather Whirlwind, and actually, Black Feather Whirlwind is not a hard once per turn. It's just a once while face up this turn basically. So if you activate it again after you bounce it with Zephyros, you get to use its reborn effect again once you synchro summon a BlackWing monster. So that's why I was going to do that, and then, you know, summon the Sudri, get a search, special another tuner from the deck, from the hand, etc., etc. And the plays just snowball, you know. That was not the best showcase. We might want to do another game. All right, so we're going first here. Let's see if we get a good hand and we can showcase the combo. Set up the Kali Yuga. The one thing I don't like about this deck, and that's even from a good build, is, oh my god, that's what I don't like. This deck is inconsistent. It is inconsistent. And don't tell me it's because of the evenly. If you replace this with any other hand trap, it'd be a problem anyway. It's just, this deck is not consistent. Wow, this is so bad. I think we're just going to set one evenly, and we're going to end our turn here. Why set the one evenly? I kind of want to force them to play into getting rid of this in case it's something else. You know, just to put a bit of pressure where there really isn't. But yeah, we're kind of fucked here. We have no plays with these two. Oh my god, it's tier. That's so annoying. Okay, sure. Sending what to the grave? The Rhino Heart. Okay. Rhino Heart effect. Yep. Let's go max C. Realistically, we kind of just lose this. I mean, I don't see how they don't get lethal here. We would have to like draw into our Imperm incredibly early. Yeah, that's not going to do it. That is not going to do it. Oh, Rhino Heart sent to grave. Yeah, okay. Look at this. It's just this deck has to run so many one-ofs and like cards that are engine cards but don't start anything. Yeah, this is just awful. Yep, going into Kit here. We got our Ash right on Kit, so I mean, this is pretty much the moment to use Ash, I guess. They don't get the search. I'll still get a good mill off of Kit. Especially, maybe we're lucky and they don't even have anything in hand. They most definitely do. Oh, well, wow. They just had everything, didn't they? They just had absolutely everything they needed here. Okay. And then the Scream mill, plus the Merly mill, plus the fucking Kit mill. So cool, bro. And here's the Sprite Elf. And go into battle. Okay, so attack with the Rule Kalos, attack with the Elf. Hey, I mean, this ain't too bad. We have the evenly. Why did you not go for lethal, buddy? That's wild. That is absolutely wild. Yeah, I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to wait. You can decide what you want to keep here. Probably the Rule Kalos. Yeah, makes sense. That's what I would keep too. Okay. Okay. So simple enough, I think. Although not really. No, it's not simple at all because, well, we have to get to root. Yeah, okay, this is fine. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with Chinook, and we're just going to negate Rule Kalos ASAP here. They have one Shuffler in Grave. We have to keep that in mind. All right, so I think we actually win this game. Because for some reason, they didn't go for lethal. I don't know why tier limit players love playing into evenly like that. You 100% could set up lethal with what you had access to. So I don't know, but whatever. Okay. So from deck to grave here, if we're going to send one, we're actually going to send the Assault BlackWing. This is just because like that makes it easier later if we want to get into our rank 7 Kali Yuga play. We can just make our BlackWing Tamer Obsidian Hawk Joe, and Hawk Joe can summon this card from the grave and just go into a rank 7 a lot easier. There's other ways to do it, but that kind of is a cheat code for it. And now I have to think, yeah, we probably have to use this small world. Yeah, we kind of have to. We're going to lose the Zephyros here, and that's all right. If that's Ash, I'm going to be crying. Okay, this is not a problem at all. That is not a problem whatsoever. If they shuffle back my synchro... Yeah, I couldn't care less about that. That's whatever. Honestly, you should have held on to that for when it actually matters. There's just a typical Master Duel tier player that doesn't know what they're doing, so we're good. Yeah, so we're going to banish the Zephyros, banish the Radiant, which is our bridge, from the deck so that we can get into... Okay, so let's grab a Sudri. Still looking playable. Still looking playable. We can go normal summon Sudri. We're going to search a Vada. And hopefully they don't have Ash or something. I would cry here if they have Ash. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let's get the Vata. All right, we're looking good. We're looking good. We're actually winning this game, okay? We're actually winning this game. So we're going to go Black Feather Whirlwind. This card is coming in really clutch here. So we can special summon out the Vata. And Black Feather Whirlwind is kind of going to save us because we can go Vata effect. Normally we would send the Zephyros to the grave, but it's in the banish pile. So, you know, we're going to send probably just a Sudri and a Chinook to the grave here to make our black-winged dragon. Yep, and then we can get the Black Feather Whirlwind effect to special summon from our grave. Probably just grab our tuner here. Awesome. But yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty simple play overall. We're going to go into Borea here. Let's go into Borea. Then Borea can send a monster to the grave to change its level. I'm actually going to change its level to 2 here. So we can send our Sharnga, which is a pop on opponent's turn. That way, we can go ahead and make ourselves just our tower. Just make the tower here. Yeah. And I'll show you why I'm making the tower. Because there's something really interesting about BlackWings. Like, you probably already know this if you've seen any BlackWing plays. But yeah, it says we can summon this because you can actually also summon it by banishing 1 Tuner Synchro and 1 Black-Winged Dragon from your grave. So that's these 2 here. So we can banish both of those to summon this guy for free, basically, by just shuffling these guys back from the graveyard. So yeah, there we go. There we go. So now we're going to be doing a little bit of burn damage with these cards. We can do pop in if we want to. We don't really need to do that here. We're just going to go to battle. And honestly, just with the towers... Just with the towers and the burn, I think we should be doing pretty good, especially since their life points are going to be so low now. Yeah, I think this guy threw the game completely by not going for lethal last turn and just letting us get our evenly like that. We have Maxi. This card is going to allow us to synchro summon on our opponent's turn. And yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Feeling pretty good. I don't really see what they could get that would save them here. It's kind of hard to out the towers for Tearlaments, especially when they don't have a lot of cards and stuff. So yeah, going for the Sea Mare here. That's a pretty good card. Not a problem. I'm just going to go Maxi right now, just to make it even tougher for them. And they're just going to start taking a bunch of burn damage here, so they have to end it pretty quickly. Sending them Merly. That's okay. That's A-okay. Then they get their Merly effect to fusion summon. That's also okay. And they're probably going to want to get rid of the Black-Winged Assault Dragon here. All right, they're just going to scoop it up. Makes sense. That makes sense to me. Yeah, I mean, there was no way they were winning that. Yeah, so, I mean, damn. If they actually went for lethal, they could have won that game, but they decided not to go for lethal, played into evenly, and then we just won for free. So I don't know how good of a showcase of the deck that is, but we do have some really, really solid replays that are going to showcase the deck. First, we're going to go into High Niners replay because it's a lot more optimal than my own. So that's going to be like a better showcase of how to optimally play BlackWings. All right, so let's get into this replay. Huge shout out to High Niner for sending me this and helping me learn the deck as well as the deck list. So yeah, this is basically the ideal hand and ideal turn 1 for the deck with what you're trying to do here. So, of course, we're going to go Black Whirlwind here, use the effect of Simoon, banishing the Sudri to activate another Black Whirlwind from the deck. Not once per turn, so we get to trigger both and search 2. We're going to search probably the Vada as well as the Sudri. Yep, so searching Sudri, searching Vada. Then you can use your real normal summon to normal summon Sudri. Trigger the Sudri effect, trigger both Black Whirlwinds, so you get to search 2 Black-Winged monsters with this, and you also get to search 1 with the Sudri. So we search a Gale the Whirlwind, we're going to search a copy of Sharnga, and with the Sudri, you pretty much always want to search the Shamal at this point. Then we're going to go Shamal effect discard to activate the Black Feather Whirlwind. Special Vada effect sends Zephyros to the grave as well as Harmattan to make a Black-Winged Dragon. Then we can go for the effect of Whirlwind as well as the effect of Shamal, banishing the Shamal from the grave to add the Harmattan to our hand, and using the Whirlwind to special summon from our grave a copy of Vada. So summon out the Vada here. Then using Vada as well as Sudri, we can go into our Blackwing Borea Storm. Borea Storm is going to send Blackwing Steam the Cloak to the grave. We're going to use the effect of the Zephyros bouncing back our Black Feather Whirlwind, and then we're going to go into Wystrix. The reason we bounce back the Black Feather Whirlwind is because Black Feather Whirlwind is not a hard once per turn. It's just while it's face up. So if you activate it again, you'll get to actually special summon a monster from your grave again when you synchro summon a Blackwing monster. So here we go. Wystrix effect on summon, we can special summon from our deck a level 4 winged beast monster, but its effects are negated. We summon Sudri. Then we're going to go into the Phantom Knights Rusty Bardiche, send the Raider's Wing to the grave to set the Phantom Knights rank up magic launch into the back row here. Then we can special summon from our hand the Sharnton and make ourselves the Blackwing Full Armor Master, activate the Black Feather Whirlwind, and we're going to use the effect of our Steam the Cloak to special summon it, tributing the Rusty Bardiche to make ourselves a Blackwing Tamer Obsidian Hawk Joe. Obsidian Hawk Joe is going to... Oh, wait. First off, we're going to trigger the BlackWing Steam the Cloak. We can also trigger the Blackfeather Whirlwind. So that way we can special summon from our grave the level 6 Synchro. And we can also summon a level 1 token using Steam the Cloak so that we can make a level 7 Synchro. So with those two, we make this one. Then we're going to use the effect of BlackWing Tamer Obsidian Hawk Joe to summon out the Borea from the graveyard. Then we can make our Raid Raptor Arsenal Falcon. Arsenal Falcon effect triggered, detach a material to summon the Shamal from the deck. Then we can use the graveyard effect of the Raider's Wing, detaching a material from the Raid Raptor Arsenal Falcon to special summon the Raider's Wing. And using Raider's Wing as well as our Borea, we can make ourselves a Black-Winged Assault Dragon. Then we're going to special summon out the Gale, special summon out the Armaton. Armaton is going to copy the level of Gale so that we can make a Borlode Savage Dragon. And then Savage Dragon is going to equip the Rusty Bardiche. We're going to special summon out a Black-Winged Assault Dragon from the extra deck here. So as you can see, we have 700 burn times 2, so 1400 burn on every monster effect. We have a Tower, we have a Omni-Negate, we have a Pokemon, and we have our Raid Raptor Arsenal Falcon with no materials, which means that we can summon the Kali Yuga on our opponent's turn. So basically we pass turn here. This is the ideal board. It doesn't get much better than this for Blackwings. So our opponent is going to go Subterra Nemesis Archer. We're going to go for our spell here, and they're actually going to chain Subterra Fiendus. Thankfully, we have the Omni Negate, so we can negate the Subterra Fiendus and go into the Kali Yuga. They're going to go Max C. Not that we really care about Max C here. Does not really matter. We're going to go burn a little bit here, do a little bit of burn, summon out the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga pretty much just wins the game here, negating everything on the field. Our Savage Dragon loses its card, but, you know, doesn't really matter. Yeah, this is just easy GG. I mean, as soon as you summon Kali Yuga, usually you just win the game. So even if you can't go for this insane line with your hand, because that's not even full combo, that's like better than full combo. So yeah, this board is absolutely incredible. But even if you can't manage this board, you can still get to Kali Yuga pretty reliably with this deck. Now guys, here is the deck list. But before we get into that, do I recommend you build Blackwings? Honestly, not really. This deck is very inconsistent. Even if you're playing like, because this is obviously like a Hyrule build, but even with other builds, like you have a lot of one-ofs that can kind of like ruin your hand, or you can like draw a lot of the good spells, but they're continuous spells and you need your combo pieces along with the spells to make them good. So like getting a Zephyros plus like like, you know, a Chinook and a Whirlwind and a Blackfeather Whirlwind, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel too good. So overall, do I really recommend this deck? Not really. Also, it's pretty expensive. You'd be surprised actually. There's a couple Blackwings that are not even in the structure deck that are UR that you kind of need, at least for this build here, like the Raikiri, as well as, wait, no, the Joe is in there, but the Nothing is not in there. And this one you actually need in any build. So this is one UR that you'll need that is not in the structure deck. This one here, Raikiri, kind of depends on the build, but still another UR that's not in the structure deck. And there's other ones in this deck in particular that are obviously not in the structure deck. Like you have to craft, you know, Rusty Bardiche, the Weistrix, the Kali Yuga, the Arsenal Falcon. And the thing is, a lot of these cards are like in different packs, so it's really hard to pull for them in like an optimal way. So I would say this deck is actually pretty damn expensive to build, at least the Kali Yuga build. If you already have Kali Yuga and a couple of these cards like the Rusty Bardiche, and you just wanted a cool way to play Blackwings, sure, I can recommend it. This one probably makes the best board. It just isn't the most consistent version of the deck, and even the more consistent versions are quite bricky. So, you know, build it at your own discretion. If you really like Blackwings and you know you want to play it, I mean, you can obviously get to Diamond 1 with this because High Niner did it, but do I recommend it? Not necessarily. It's still a cool deck though, and I definitely understand that people like it, so I'm glad that we did cover it on the channel. If you guys want the card by card here, we have 3 Max C, 1 Sharnga, 1 copy of Harmaton, 3 copies of Vada, 2 copies of Chinook, 1 copy of Gale the Whirlwind, 1 Steam the Cloak, 3 copies of Ash, 1 copy of Zephyros, 1 copy of Raider's Wing, 3 Shamal, 3 copies of Sudri, 3 copies of Simoon, 1 Radion or Radian, 2 copies of Small World. You can probably play 3, it's probably better, but sometimes I end up breaking out Small World, makes me sad. 3 copies of Black Whirlwind, 2 copies of Blackfeather Whirlwind, 1 Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic, 2 Called by the Grave, 1 Cross Out, 2 copies of Evenly, 1 copy of Infinite Impermanence, and 1 copy of Twin Shadow. Obviously, all these going second cards here are at your discretion. If you want to change them out for something else, that's really up to you. For the extra deck, we have 1 Nothing, 1 Borea Storm, 1 copy of Hawk Joe, we have 1 copy of Raikiri, 1 copy of Silverwind, 1 copy of Black Winged, not a Blackwing monster by the way, 1 copy of Borreload Savage Dragon, our BlackWing Full Armor Master. I've actually won a game against Labyrinth, summoning this turn 1 and summoning nothing else, and just passing for 35 turns until they decked out. It was pretty funny. Also pretty cringe, but pretty funny. 1 copy of Baron the Fleur, 2 copies of Black-Winged Assault Dragon. This card is really insane, actually. That burn effect just adds up so quickly. Arsenal Falcon here for to make our DDD duo Dawn King Kali Yuga. 1 copy of Wise Tricks, and of course the Rusty Bardiche to send the Raider's Wing to the grave and set up our Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic launch. Overall, as I said, guys, I don't know if I really recommend building this deck unless you're an avid fan of like anime decks and you wanted to play Blackwing. It is still really solid. I just think it's a bit lacking in consistency. Obviously, the boards are insane and you can win against pretty much any deck in the game. With this deck, you can definitely get to Diamond 1. Just, you know, might be a bit more of an uphill battle. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. Hope you liked the video. Huge shout out to my Ultimate Conductor tier members. That would be Raptor, Bongerman for 20, Dad Dude Joey, B-Dubs, Hit or Miss JT, JQ the King. You guys are awesome. Thanks also to the people in the baby tier and the miss tier, and you who's liking, commenting, subscribing, doing all that good stuff. Guys, make sure to tune in for the Sony State of Play stream. That is going to be today around, I think it's at 4 p.m. EST. So I'll probably start streaming around 3:30 p.m. EST. So do tune in if you want to check that out. I really want to watch the Sony State of Play with you guys because I just like watching those like game directs and stuff like that and talking about games, you know. So not Yu-Gi-Oh related, but if you guys are interested, make sure to come check out that stream. Anyway, guys, peace.